What's going on, y'all? Another Hotep with another episode of Motive Mondays for you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Just had a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day, and I hope your night's going well too. So, before we get started, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoy the content. Just want to make sure that we grow this channel because obviously, ultimately, that's my goal. With this is to help people and get these different messages out to as many people as possible. Yeah, if you guys have anything you want to talk about or any ideas as far as subjects, topics, definitely put it down in the comments below. So tonight's episode is going to be similar to last week's episode, where it was more, didn't really have an outline. It was more just off the cuff, talking about the topic at hand. And tonight's episode is about networking. So essentially, right? Networking is important when it comes to achieving your goals because you want to make sure. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I think we're back. Yep, we're back. All right. So networking. When it comes to achieving your goals, guys, basically, it's good to get out there. It's good to network. It's good to essentially meet new people, right? Understand, like, spend time in, the atmosphere, different places that are similar to whatever it is you're trying to achieve, is depending on what it is, right? I mean, if it's like something that's, I guess you could say, small, something more personal, then networking, again, depending on the situation, networking might not be a necessity. But if it's something that, is going to require people passing your work along, then, networking is absolutely something that you want to make sure that you're doing. I always go back to music because that's what I'm currently doing. I mean, you want to make sure that, you're on social media, that you're talking to people, that, you're getting out there, getting in different social circles, especially ones that are, that are full of people or have people involved that are in the same type of goal or same type of thing that you're trying to do. Music, for example, going to shows, going to your local shows. You should support local music anyway. Not just for the sake of supporting local music, but I'll be honest, bro. Here's the thing. I don't think that it necessarily helps the scene if you're supporting a band that you don't personally think is good. All you're basically saying is, I don't think that you're really that good to keep doing what you're doing. I'm not going to talk about you needing to improve. I mean, you got to be honest here, A band's going to think that they're good if people are still showing up to their shows. So I'm not saying support a band just because they're local. I'm saying there's a band that you like and they are local, and let's say you want to get into music as well. it's not a bad idea to make sure that you go out to local shows and, you know, get out there and talk to people, discover new music, meet new musicians, Um, and it's good. Like, if you can't get out there, or it's too far or something like that, I get that, or if you're like, maybe you don't have a car yet, or you don't, maybe if you're watching this, you don't have your license yet or something like that. I get that. You know what I mean? Um, but if you have the means, you have the way to get there, right? Yeah, definitely get out there and network with people. Because, for instance, let's say you're an artist, right? Like, you do visual art, maybe you like painting, you like drawing. The equivalent of that would be, I'd say, going to an art gallery, right? Going to an art gallery, an art exhibition, something like that, along those lines. Because at the end of the day, you're probably gonna you're more than likely gonna run into people that do want to do the same thing or are doing the same thing. That can't hurt to talk to them and, you know, maybe get their contact information or social media information. You can follow them if they have an Instagram and they have their work on there. You know, maybe you see some stuff that you like or that you've been trying to figure out and you haven't been able to do it. And you see it on their Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Now you'll be able to ask them, well, how were you able to come across this? Or what issues did you have? Or how did you get around this certain issue that, might have came up? You basically are able to ask questions about something that you might not be able to get around on your own. So it's always good to network with people and make sure that you're talking to people in whatever medium it is that you want to do, or whatever your aspirations are, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Personally, I believe that you can it's probably easier than a lot of people think. I would say I think it's a lot easier as far as, meeting new people. I mean, you can even go as far as, and I'm not going to say, add people that you don't know. That I would strongly advise against that. But social media makes it so much easier to where it's not weird or awkward to ask for someone's Facebook or their Instagram, right? Obviously, depending on how you ask, but at the same time, as long as you're not being a creep, you're good. Figuring out how to get a hold of them on social media so that way maybe you can collaborate with them. Maybe, they like your work and then they tell someone else who's looking for, a graphic designer or an artist to do something for them, or, a musician to come out and maybe like perform. Maybe they're looking for that and they can pass your name along, as opposed to you just knowing who they are and you can pass the name along to someone else. I mean, sure, it might help them, but let's say that they're further along than you are, or a lot further along than you are. I mean, you're helping them, but probably nothing that they couldn't do on their own. You know what I mean? So people always say in life that it's not about, it's sometimes it's about who you know. And for the longest time, I always believed that to be true. Personally, I forgot who said it, but I think it was maybe watching a YouTube video or something like that. I came across someone that said it's not about who you know, but who knows you. And I think that's way more real shit than who you know. Because at the end of the day, sure, you may know somebody, you may know someone, and like think about like all the musicians and all the celebrities and famous people that you know. Now, how many of them know you? Know what I mean? So you can know people all day long, but if they don't know you or what you do, I mean, in a sense, that relationship or lack thereof, it's useless. And the only way you're going to be able to get to that is if you network. You network with different people, get out there, talk to people, shake hands. And I'm not saying really just meet people just for your own benefit. I mean, if you're networking and you're trying to meet people in a certain circle, get into that certain circle, it's going to benefit you. By all means, do that. But listen, if you do that and that's your sole reason, I mean, hey, that's your reason. But people are going to know if you're genuine or not. If you're not genuine, you pick up on that, they're not going to want to deal with you. So just make sure that you're not just there to get a come up, just come up off of somebody. Make sure that you're there because yes, you want to get something out of it. At the end of the day, everybody wants to get something out of something. But at the end of the day, also make sure that it's because you're actually interested in what you're doing. That it's not about something superficial. I mean, your reason is your reason, but again, you're going to do yourself a disservice if you come off as phony. And, it just is what it is. So, let's see, we've been going for about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes. So, I'm going to keep this short because I actually want to get back to playing guitar. I was doing a lot of different stuff. A little James Brown, little Park and Parliament, Daz by Brick. No, it's Brick. The song's Daz. I don't know if y'all know that. There's some funk, but playing different stuff, having fun with it. Anybody that knows me knows I love a good group. I don't know. A good group's for me. I don't know, man. It just does things to you, man, and you just you gotta move, and you feel it. Feel me? So I'm gonna even do some tests, see if I can, stream with my current setup, do some record some videos, do some tests, and hopefully, it sounds good. I mean, if it sounds at least passing to my standard, I might hop back on here. And do do a little short stream or something like that. But yeah, until then. Interesting. But yeah, anyway. I'm gonna leave you guys with that, and I hope that me talking a little bit about networking, why that's important as far as achieving your goals, and hopefully it motivates you to get out there, because I mean, let's be honest, if you don't get out there and network with people and talk to people, the larger, the grander the goal is, especially if it's not necessarily personal to you, it's something that is going to involve people knowing who you are. It's going to involve people passing along your stuff, your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Your headshots. Pause. But basically that kind of stuff. If it's something that involves anything like that, where there's work that you have and you have a portfolio involved or a music catalog, and they pass it along so other people can hear it, to maybe strike a deal with you, put you on a job, something like that, you need to network. Don't get out there and you don't talk to people. You're only gonna be doing yourself a disservice. You're shooting yourself in the foot. If it's like the stuff I just named, yeah, you're not doing yourself any favors. Now, of course, if it's maybe you need to study for something, something like that, you don't necessarily need to network with people. That's something you can do on your own. But at the end of the day, wouldn't help. It wouldn't hurt to have a study partner, maybe someone that is killing it in that class. And, well, y'all are in the same class. Maybe talk to them, network with them, and set up a time y'all can study together. Maybe you could tutor you or something, or help you out, get you sharper for a test or an exam or anything like that, right? This thing can really go into almost anything. But there are certain things that I guess this wouldn't apply to. I would say very little, but I'm sure there's some out there. But anyway. yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's show. And anybody that tuned in, everyone that tuned in, I hope that what I said found you well, and I hope that you enjoyed the content. I hope that you enjoyed the message and that it resonated with you. If it didn't, there's plenty of other videos I have from past live streams that you feel free to check them out. And yeah, that being said, hope everybody has a peaceful, prosperous day tomorrow, and get you guys later. Hotel.